Let us recall the basic concepts of probability distributions. So we know that in real life things happen all the time. The dice are rolled, it rains, buses arrive, and only after the fact the specific outcome is certain. So for instance, we know that the dice came up with 3 and 4, there was half an inch of rain today, or the bus took 3 minutes to arrive. So before we have the outcome, we can only talk about how likely the outcomes are. Probability distributions describe exactly what we think the probability of each outcome is. And this is quite often much more interesting than to know simply which single outcome is most likely. Distributions come in many shapes, but they only come in one size. We know that probability within a specific distribution must sum up to 1. The major two types of probability distributions are continuous and discrete. So continuous distribution describes probabilities of possible values of a continuous random variable. An example of continuous random variable can be, for instance, human weight. It can be anything between 0 and some upper value. So a continuous random variable is such that it has a set of possible values, quite often known as range, that has infinite number of possibilities. Probabilities of continuous random variables are defined as the area under the curve, and so the curve being the probability distribution function. So consequently, only ranges of values can have non-zero probability, because a single point has measure 0. So it means that the area under the curve for a single point is actually 0. The second major type of probability distributions are discrete ones. So a discrete distribution describes the probability of occurrence of each value of a discrete random variable. And an example here would be the outcome of throwing dice. So a single discrete random variable is a random variable that has countable values, such as, for instance, a list of non-negative integers. And with a discrete probability distribution, each possible value of the discrete random variable can be associated with a non-zero probability. And so discrete probability distribution is often presented in a tabular form.